Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brandon, also known as Branmatt, and I'm here to cast Game 2 of the iNcontroL versus CombatEX Best of 5 show match of the 3 replays that are currently available. There's 4 games that were played, 3 out. If you haven't seen the first video, I've mentioned it there quite a few times, and certainly go check out that video there. And welcome to Game 2. Spawning over in the right-hand corner of here is our red Protoss player, iNcontroL from Team Evil Geniuses, and over on the left-hand corner, spawning as our pink Protoss player, is CombatEX. A little bit of banter there. I guess a little bit of, I don't know. They're just talking, being friends. Nonetheless, a pylon thrown down here by iNcontroL in the front of the base. This is, again, Game 2. If you have not yet seen Game 1, it is certainly a game to go check out. This series, most of these games aren't too terribly long of matches, but nonetheless interesting matches. Again, this is like kind of a thing CombatEX called out iNcontroL on, and iNcontroL decided, okay, fine, we'll do it. And they did it just a few days ago, and here's the replays. But nonetheless, gateway being thrown down for CombatEX at the front of his base. We see a gateway being thrown down for iNcontroL as well. Last game, we saw them kind of do the same exact thing. It was sort of like standard play. iNcontroL searching around the edges of his base just to make sure there's no probe snuck in there. CombatEX is often called out on the fact that he does a lot of cheeses, such as a 2-gate zealot and a photon cannon rush, and the last thing iNcontroL wanted to do was lose the show match to that kind of cheese, and so he was very diligent about scouting around the edges of his base. Both players are going to be scouting each other right away, it seems. iNcontrol's probe looks to be going down here in the bottom left-hand corner where CombatEX is. And we do see the gateway both done for both players, continuing to put out the probes here, and CombatEX putting out that pylon, quickly canceling it, but it was just, I guess, a tactic to attempt to bring out iNcontroL. And there we see CombatEX just bothering that probe. What he was doing, he was hovering around that probe. That probe is going to head into warp in the cybernetics core, and so CombatEX doing his best to click around near that probe so that he can't throw down that cybernetics core he was looking at putting down. And just a little bit of probe harassment going on over here. CombatEX is going to be just using his zappy thing, whatever they call it. Let's see. It is called the particle beam. The particle beam on the probe. He's going to be using that to do a little bit of harassment, but I don't think anything was killed. Nope, nothing was killed. Nonetheless, this zealot is out now. CombatEX throwing down a pylon, maybe in a hope to pull off that zealot after that pylon, but nonetheless, if the probe is killed off first, he can't warp in anything there as well. And a second pylon thrown down again. Warping that warp gate research is being chrono boosted, not warping in the chrono boost. But nonetheless, he will be sending out this probe, finally leaving the base, and here we see iNcontroL finally pulling out as well. It looks like CombatEX is going to be searching around as well for a cheese. The last thing he wanted to do was, or have to deal with, is to deal with iNcontroL cheesing him. So both scouting out for cheeses there, making sure nothing fishy is going on. And another Stargate play, it looks like, that CombatEX will be going for. This map, with its current spawn locations, isn't totally a bad idea for this. And simply because of the fact that CombatEX can simply fly over a Void Ray or maybe even a Phoenix into the back of this base, as long as there isn't photon cannons or some sort of, stalkers or anything like this here to bother him. He can go in and lift up these probes and cause a bunch of damage there. So that Stargate play could be fairly effective when used properly. And here we do see that CombatEX is actually currently supply cap, so he won't be able to continue producing any units here. Does have quite a few sentries out for defense, and this Stargate here is starting to produce out Phoenix, so again, he might be able to go back in here and get some probe kills with those Phoenix. And we do see a total of 4 gates out here for iNcontroL now. iNcontroL throwing down a pylon in the back here, the third and then frontal pylon. So even if this pylon is killed off, he will be able to continue warping in here. Obviously, CombatEX will probably not see that for quite some time. Nonetheless, here we do see iNcontrol's entire force here, not even at the Xel'Naga Tower, but here in the center. We see egincontrol does have out this Warp Prism here, and it is spotted by CombatEX, so CombatEX knows what's coming. These two Phoenix here are going to be able to cause a lot of havoc. That Warp Gate is not actually going to go down. We do see the Stalkers here dealing quite a bit of damage to them. One Phoenix does go down, and the other one is very low on health, but second now. Phoenix is out now. The Stargate is no longer producing. Force field thrown down here at the bottom of the ramp so that egincontrol's forces cannot get up into the base of CombatEX. He's probably going to attempt to hold this off as long as possible, as quite a bit of energy on these sentries will be able to continually throw down force fields there to prevent this army from egincontrol from getting up into his base. Nonetheless, I don't know if that, yes, that Warp Prism actually did get in. And there's quite a few Zealots running all around in this base here. We'll be able to kill off some probes. Not exactly sure how many here, but we do see constant warpings. Here it is over here on the side. GG comes out from egincontrol, and CombatEX might have to leave the game at this point. And we do see that only one worker kill for CombatEX, 16 worker kills on egincontrol. Remember, he's only on one base at this point. So CombatEX is going to deal with a lot of damage, 19 probe kills, and then 27 unit kills, 28. So right now, a bunch of damage being dealt. This gateway is going to go down, and just at this point, egincontrol is running all around in CombatEX's base, and CombatEX does end up leaving the base. Here is egincontrol's PayPal email. So, you know, hey, you could say, thanks for being awesome, or you just want to be a friend or something like this and send over money to his PayPal. So, hey, why not? Very good game to egincontrol. Congratulations to him being able to sneak in that Warp Prism here over in the side, even though CombatEX had a pylon there, but being able to warp in while he had his forces distracted at the front, and was able to get a bunch of worker kills, as we can see here. Final worker kill count is 20, and was able to deal a lot of damage, eventually just overwhelming the forces of CombatEX. CombatEX saying GG and leaving. And again, if you want to send over any PayPal donations, send it to this email here to Jeff. So, yeah, if you have any extra money sitting there in your account, why not send it over to egincontrol? Nonetheless, GG to both players, and thank you very much for watching. Be sure to favorite this video if you enjoyed it a lot, nonetheless, and be able to remember that's what it is. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.